Know anything more about the sorcerer who ransacked the lab?
He's very powerful. He completely controlled the energy he drew from the circle. We may soon be facing another Vilgefortz.
Who?
No matter.
Vilgefortz of Roggeveen had many gifts. Tall, handsome, a beautiful voice, but it was his incredible talent as a mage that was most well known. Having fought a powerful sorceress, Yennefer of Vengerberg, and winning. Having fought a wolf school witcher, Geralt of Rivia, and winning easily. Having fought a higher vampire, one of the strongest creatures to walk the planet, and winning. Vilgefortz was initially abandoned as a child and raised by druids of the forest, which would often take in orphans. As an adult, he left and travelled the world serving as a mercenary and spy. It was not until after many misdeeds during this time that he finally gave that up and joined the Brotherhood of Sorcerers, a conclave of powerful mages. Vilgefortz was extremely ambitious and had an immense thirst for power. He learned of Ithleen's prophecy and the power of Elder Blood, which is a bloodline to Lara Dorren, an Unale elf. He came to the conclusion he would need Ciri's blood, as she was the prophecy child, a descendant of Lara Dorren and had Elder Blood. It was this motivation that pulled Vilgefortz from this point on. He made a pact with Emir var Emreis, who was under the alias of Dunny Urcheon of Erlenwald at this time. He was to help Emir reclaim his Nilfgaardian throne from the usurper, and in return he was given command of the north when it was captured, although Vilgefortz's motive was set solely on Ciri, Emir's daughter. Emir had made a plan to sneak himself, Pavetta his wife, and his daughter Ciri out of Cintra to Nilfgaard, where they would reclaim their heritage as its rulers. At dusk, all three were to sail out to the Sedna Abyss, where Vilgefortz used a magical maelstrom he had created to teleport the ship to his hideout, faking their deaths. And although Vilgefortz had followed the plan, Pavetta had caught wind of this scheme and had hidden Ciri within Cintra beforehand. She confronted Emir and had accidentally been knocked overboard and drowned. Emir had successfully reclaimed his throne, and in 1263 he decided to invade the kingdom of Cintra, the birthplace and current location of his daughter, Ciri. He also tasked Cahir with a secret mission to locate, capture and bring Ciri back to Nilfgaard. This invasion sparked a mobilization of the northern forces in response, and started the First Northern War. This eventually led to the slaughter of Cintra, the death of many and the suicide of Queen Calanthe. Cahir had got close to capturing Ciri, but she evaded him, and this failure would see him spend several years in prison. It was the Battle of Sodden Hill which put a halt to the First Northern War, with the utter defeat of the Nilfgaardian forces. A large part of this was due to the overwhelming power of the 22 mages involved, fighting for the northern forces, some of which included Triss Merigold, Yennefer of Vengerberg, Philippa Eilhart, Sabrina Glevissig, Francesca Findabair, Coral, and even Vilgefortz was present. Emperor Emir, having suffered a humiliating loss at the battle due to the North mages, decided to eliminate the mages before another attempt at war with the North. For this, he employed Vilgefortz to kill other mages within his brotherhood that worked for the North. It was clear to Vilgefortz that the Northern kings began to distrust their mage advisors as they were growing too politically powerful. Vilgefortz leaked this information to the mages, and they called for a conclave on Thanedd Island on the matter, just as he had planned. Now, many mages arrived on the magical island for a meeting, and as usual, they held their usual banquet beforehand. Several non-mages were also brought. Geralt of Rivia was brought by Yennefer. Dijkstra was brought by Philippa Eilhart. Not only that, Emir had given a rare second chance to Cahir and sent him, along with Rience, who was the apprentice mage of Vilgefortz, to Thanedd Island to retrieve Ciri. Both sides, the northern mages and the Nilfgaardian supporters, were attempting to overthrow the others during this banquet. Just before dawn, the northern supporters made their move and arrested all whom they suspected support Nilfgaard in Dimeritium shackles, including Vilgefortz. Due to the efforts of the Archmistress of Aretuza to be fair and impartial, the Nilfgaard supporters were freed, and a bloody battle erupted immediately. Cahir lost sight of Ciri, another failure for which he wouldn't be forgiven. Vilgefortz tried to capture Ciri as well, but encountered Geralt of Rivia. He beat Geralt with ease, leaving him alive and beaten as a learning experience. He caught up with Ciri as she took a portal from within Tor Lara. She had escaped, and the portal exploded, rending one side of Vilgefortz's face, which caused him to lose an eye. The result of this coup was a massive decline in trust from the kings to mages. Francesca Findabair, for her role in the support of Nilfgaard, was made Queen of Dol Blafana, a free elven state, under the condition of openly denouncing the violence of the Scoia'tael, while secretly allowing them to harass the northern kingdoms. And the Brotherhood of Sorcerers was dissolved, and in its stead, the female-only Lodge of Sorceresses was formed by Philippa Eilhart, but it also included Nilfgaardian mages. Meanwhile, Vilgefortz had fled to his hideout in Steiger Castle, which was surrounded by a graveyard of ships that had been teleported there by his magical maelstrom over the years, including Emir's ship. He proceeded to conduct experiments to regain his lost eye, and later imprisoned and tortured Yennefer of Vengerberg to retrieve the location of Ciri. Geralt later led an attack on the castle to rescue Yennefer and Ciri, with the help of the likes of Regis, Cahir and Milva, among others. Vilgefortz fought Yennefer and beat her remarkably quickly. She was no match for him. Just as Vilgefortz was about to kill Yennefer, Regis, the higher vampire, flew in and attacked. However, being drunk on a fair amount of blood by this point, which acts very much like alcohol to vampires, he went in to drink Vilgefortz's blood, which gave the mage time to react. Vilgefortz had a weapon for each new opponent, and literally superheated Regis, melting him and the column he was against into little more than a mound, killing him. Geralt was next. Vilgefortz was winning once again until Geralt gained the upper hand in a shocking turn of events. Geralt managed to dodge one of the mage's attacks, thanks due to an illusion created by an amulet he was gifted. Geralt took the advantage of the shock and killed Vilgefortz on the spot. Yennefer and Ciri were saved, and Vilgefortz was dead.